In the last video, we built a wizard that allows employees to create requests. A finance employee, or the approver, will need an overview of all outstanding requests. It's time to set up an approval process. Let's add an overview page for the approver inside the request folder. We can group the requests by status, new, approved, and rejected. So let's use a tab template. It's important to set up the template for our use case, so let's do that now. Since we will show request data under each tab, let's use data grade widgets. Remember, we want the request data grouped into different categories, so this means we use XPath expressions. We'll display the newest requests at the top, so let's sort the order of requests by created date in descending order. These finance employees should only be able to approve or reject requests, so let's get rid of the new, edit, and delete buttons. Now we will add this page to our app's navigation menu. After you add a page to the navigation menu, it's important to grant approvers access to our new overview page. Let's set up a button that shows a new request details pop-up page. In our pop-up page, there's a default layout grid as the most outer layer of the page. This outer layout grid makes the entire page scrollable. We do not want this details page to be scrollable, so drag the data view out of the layout grid and delete the layout grid. We do this because we want users to immediately see the buttons at the bottom of the request details pop-up. Make sure the pop-up is big enough by manually setting resizable to no and adjusting the pixel width and height. We don't need the status widget, so go ahead and delete this now. Also, make sure that the finance employees cannot edit the request details. We want all the request-related expenses listed, so we need a data grid inside of the page's data view. Let's add some buttons at the bottom of the pop-up that quickly changes the status of the request. We need to create some custom logic to do this, so let's link the buttons to some new microflows. We will follow similar steps for both approve and reject buttons. All our microflow needs is to change the request status and close the pop-up page. Remember to grant approvers access to the new pop-up page and microflows we just created. There's a problem with one of the XPath expressions, so let's check it out. When in doubt, use Control space. On the home page, let's add a button to the list view that opens the pop-up page we just created.
If you think of any improvements you want to see in the next video, or you want to know what's going on with the channel, check out the community page.
Log in with the default admin username and type 1 for the password. As you can see, there's one request that's already been made. Now, notice how the requester role cannot see the approve/reject button we just made for approvers. These approvers or finance employees can click on that approve/reject button to see the request details pop-up page. After the finance employee approves the request, the status changes. Let's add some new requests into our app. Now, let's see what happens when we reject one of them. When the app refreshes, users will be able to see the approved expenses on the top right of our homepage. Notice how the approved amount now looks different from the submitted amount. Remember to check out our special page we made for the finance employees. Now, those employees can filter through 3 different groups of requests. This concludes our app's approval process.